Hello, everyone. So, you know what? You've been chomping at the bit. I know it. You want to learn about inheritance. So, inheritance is an absolute fundamental concept of object-oriented programming. So, it's used when we have an is-a relationship between objects. So, in Kotlin, all classes can inherit variables and methods from another class. And inheritance enables us to reuse existing code. So I'll show you in our example, we have this superclass vehicle. Now all vehicles have a type, model, and a max speed. Also, all vehicles can start and stop. All right, so we understand this to be the base class. Okay. Now also we have two classes here named car and motorcycle. Car and motorcycle classes are subclasses of vehicle. So we use the colon sign by the subclass to inherit the features of the superclass. So the car and motorcycle classes inherit variables and methods from the vehicle class. And there's no need to declare these variables or methods again for the car and motorcycle classes, right? The car class has its own variable. This is named isAutomatic. The motorcycle class has its own variable that's named motorType. Now, finally, I want to mention this. In these Kotlin classes, so Kotlin classes are final by default. In fact, I'll put it another way. The final modifier marks classes and methods as no way, not allowed to be overridden. Therefore, in order for subclasses to inherit from superclasses, the open statement must be written before the class statement in superclasses. You follow? It can be inherited from a superclass only by using the open statement. All right, so now that you know that, let's open Android Studio and get some practice in. So first I want to create a new class. I'll right-click on the project package folder with the mouse. Choose New Kotlin Class File. I'm specifying the name of this class, Vehicle. So let's start to write a program that prints the properties of subclasses using inheritance. Vehicle class, that's my superclass. Let's declare 3 instance variables in the vehicle class. We declare 2 variables that are named type and model with string type. And variable max speed with this int type. Now let's declare a void type method show to display values of type, model, and max speed variables. And for this, we'll use the printin method. I'll write s out and press enter. Inside the parentheses, I'll write type : $type. Copy and paste this code twice. And then I'll write model : $model. And next up, I'll write max speed : $max speed. All right, so there we have my superclass is now ready. Okay, so let's start to declare subclasses. Okay, let's create a new subclass. Right-click on the package and select New Kotlin Class File. Specify class name car. Now, in order to implement inheritance, we have to add the colon sign after the subclass car. Our subclass car inherits from superclass vehicle. So this means that subclass car inherits the show method and the variables from superclass vehicle, right? Now also, I'm sure you notice Android Studio does issue a warning, right? And that's because, as I was trying to tell you in the beginning of the lesson, the vehicle class is final by default. Also, since the empty constructor is also created by default, we've got to define it here as well. So I'll show you how. Let's select the Change to Constructor Invocation option here. And as you can see, the warning still persists. You thought I was going to make it go away. But I do want to show you this. How to fix this error. We'll need to make the vehicle class open, right? You remember I was, telling you the theory. So here, when you make the vehicle class open, and by the way, you can also do this by clicking here, or in the vehicle class, you can fix this error by using the open keyword before the class statement. And of course, that's your choice. But here it is, error's gone. Also, car class empty. So why don't we create another subclass? Right-click on Package and select New, Kotlin class file. Specify class name, motorcycle. Our subclass motorcycle inherits from superclass vehicle. So this means that subclass motorcycle inherits the show method and the variables from the superclass vehicle. Also, the motorcycle class is empty, right? Okay, so now we can create a new Kotlin file for the test of this inheritance concept that I've been trying to convince you of. All right, so right-click on the package, select New, Kotlin class file, select the file option here. Specify class name as inheritance test. We could also do this in the object class constructors file, but since we use that file a lot, I just want to show you through this new Kotlin file. And also, I'm going to create a main method. So here now we can start to create a new car object. So I'll write var car equals car. And if you write car object and dot operator, then you will see the variables max speed, model, and type, and show method coming from superclass vehicle. All right, so notice that we didn't create any variables or functions in the car class. However, since the car class inherits from the vehicle class, we can access all of these properties and functions in the vehicle class. So we'll assign the car value to type variable, Ferrari value to model variable, and value 320 to max speed variable. And we'll call the show function from the superclass vehicle. Okay, so let's run the code. And there you see the results in the console. Type is car, model, Ferrari, max speed 320. All of these properties are inherited from superclass vehicle. So now I want to create a new motorcycle object. So I'll write var motor equals motorcycle. Now when I write motor dot, you see the same properties and methods coming from the superclass vehicle? So let's assign motorcycle value to type variable Yamaha value to model variable and value 180 to max speed variable. And let's call the show method from superclass vehicle. All right? Cool. So now let's run the code. And there you got the results in the console. Type motorcycle, model Yamaha, max speed 180, put a helmet on. All right, my friends. So it's because of inheritance. You can easily use the same properties of a class in more than one class without redefining them. So there you go. That is inheritance. So I'm glad we went through all that. We're going to take a short break here, and I'll see you in the next lesson.